At the age of 16, Johnny Donnelly shot to fame as the drummer with the Galway band, the Saw Doctors. For 13 years, he played the drums with ferocious energy and enthusiasm.
At the time, they were a small group who had just done some shows with the Waterboys, who Mike Scott kind of founded the lads and gave them help out. So next thing I get a call saying that Mike Scott had invited them to play in the Olympia. So I headed up to the Olympia with the lads, and playing in the Olympia in front of 2,000 people, and for me I was used to playing to 50 or 100. So that was a great experience. And after that then Mike Scott asked that he was going to record the first single, which is the N17, in Windmill Lane Studios, which is very much connected to you too. And the lad said, will you come up and do that? And I thought, that sounds interesting. So I went and did that, and I mean, you flash forward then 12 years and it just became part of my life, and it was an invaluable part of my life as well.
All do's and functions, so eggs and wings, meats and salads, bones and eggs.
When my wife Aisling told me she was expecting her first child, I left within 24 hours. I made a phone call. I didn't tell the lads that she was pregnant or anything. I just said, look, I'm grown, and that was the end of it. But I do miss it. I miss the lads as well. I see them now when it's I think back of all the times we had, because it moulded me into who I am now. And the funny thing now is that Ben, my 6-year-old, is actually a huge Saw Doctors fan. But he doesn't guess that I played in the band. He's never seen the other's footage. He just plays the CDs because a lot of his friends are Saw Doctor fans at that age.
Macnas drummers have a reputation for bringing a unique beat to the streets of Galway. And from their ranks, one of Ireland's most successful entertainment companies, Arcana, was born. Johnny Donnelly has been the managing director of Arcana since 2007, and they've received international recognition for staging the opening ceremonies for the Special Olympics, the Ryder Cup, Volvo Ocean Race.
I'd never look at myself as a businessman, firstly. I suppose the fact that my father was a banker, I was always good with figures. Being in the Saw Doctors, while I was there, I was being asked by Macnas and Mock Joe, its sister company at the time, to do a lot of their workshops, do a lot of the drumming, do a lot of the music and whatnot. And then over the course of a couple of years, the company became very successful, and about 3 years ago then I bought the company. I wanted to change the company in that we were very much a performance company, but we had so much knowledge in event management and production, nothing to do with performance at all, that I decided to change the whole structure of the company. So we became Arcana. I kept all the team and staff that were involved in Mock Joe, which was great, because they are really what Arcana is made up of at the end of the day. It's not really about me. Now we're in a situation where we're working with the Volvo Ocean Race, and we'll be travelling around the world with them. We're actually travelling at the moment with them because of the setup, because it starts in November in Spain. We're actually at a stage where we have to kind of double the staff that are in the office at the moment over the next 2 years. So we're in a great position, but that came from a lot of hard work. It wasn't something that just came to us because of the talent of the company. We had to work very hard at it.
Aside from music, Johnny's other passion is running marathons. He started at the age of 10 and has been running ever since. 4 years ago, he embarked on a huge challenge, setting out to complete 48 marathons in 48 months, all inspired by the birth of his baby son, Harry.
Basically, when he had breathing difficulties, and he would have been in intensive care for 6 months or so. And over the course of those 6 months, there were situations where we didn't think he was going to make it, because he would stop breathing, and doctors would be working on him and trying to get him back. And there was times where you knew by the doctors that he wasn't going to pull through. And each time, I think the 5 or 6 times it happened that I was there, you kind of get that moment where you think, God, is this the moment where he is actually going to go? And you really do value life at those moments, because I've never, God forbid, I've never been in a situation where we've had sick children before, so it was a kind of a new thing for us. And you kind of wonder then as well, why were we dealt this hand? But then there's other people, there's always people worse off than ourselves or than anybody else.
The Run Johnny Run campaign has been very successful. By December next, he'll have run over 2,000 miles, competing in 68 marathons on all 7 continents.
I decided then that I would run And I didn't know what way to do it, whether I just do 10 marathons in 10 days or whatever way it is. Then I actually thought to myself, the worst thing I could do is actually elongate it over a long period of time, because then it will just affect your life. So I decided to do 48 marathons in 48 months. And as time went on, then it grew into 60 marathons and whatnot. I'm actually at 60 marathons at the moment, and I'm not finished till December.
To date, Johnny has raised over €300,000 for the Sea Change project. This charity helps people in the poorest areas of Haiti, Kenya and Thailand to become more self-sufficient.
I came across a charity in Cork called Sea Change Foundation, and they deal with microcredit projects around the world, which is where the poorest of the poor get a tiny loan to buy 10 chickens, let's say, and the chickens feed the family, sell on the eggs, and they pay the loan back, so the whole thing gets recycled. And I just love the idea that it was getting the poorest people on the planet to help themselves, as opposed to getting a handout. Do you know what I mean?
When's your birthday?
I think the two boys miss Daddy the most. Harry, who's 4 now, he's 4 tomorrow, and Ben is 6. They're very much Daddy's boys. The two girls are a small bit older. They just kind of get on with it. They're like their mother. Aisling, then, she inspires me as a human being to do better things and want to be a better person, but she doesn't. She laughs at me when I say that. But you know, if I was on my deathbed, I will say the same thing. Like, so that's where I get my inspiration to kind of want to be better at things and want to strive at things.